What's up? I'm gonna try to keep it down because my family's sleeping, but I recently watched a movie called Boy and the Heron by Studio Ghibli. I've been on a bit of a Ghibli spree, as some call it. And I read some opinions online. People aren't that crazy about the movie. I think it's phenomenal. It's a very personal piece to the guy that made it, which is Miyazaki. He's basically at the end of his career. I think he's like 83 years old. So it's probably gonna be the last one he does. And there were a lot of questions about, passing the torch to the next generation, and do they have to follow in my footsteps, or can they shape their own destiny? And there was a lot. This kind of focus of the story is kind of asking the question of how do you live? How do you live? And it just, I don't know, it just left like a really profound impact on me after I finished it. I really sat out. I took some time to just kind of let what I just watched sink in. It was that good. It was like it made me think a lot. It made me think. I think what I thought about the most is kind of the person who made it, kind of how he must feel and what he must be thinking at that point in his life. Not so much necessarily of the movie making me think that, but more so just kind of the person and knowing that this is the tail end of his career and his life, which is crazy, and that's something that's hard to think about, but someone that passionate, someone that gave that much to what they love, to their passion, to their craft. I hate saying craft, it sounds so corny, but someone like that dedicated themselves to doing what they do. But in his case, being animation and storytelling. Is he satisfied? Is he happy enough? And there's a character in the movie who's like I don't know I can't remember the name, but he's the grand uncle. And he's basically the creator of the world that the character finds himself in. And the character expresses a lot of appreciation, but also he looks at his past as imperfect, and he basically looks to the next generation to make the rights that he did wrong, or do the things that he did wrong right, as they create their own world and then continue on their own path. They kind of learn and remember the lessons that he's leaving behind to pass on to the next generation. But the character, the next generation of kid, refuses. He wants to do his own thing. He wants to carve his own path. He wants to return home instead of staying there and being the next creator of the world, or I don't know. But I just couldn't stop thinking about the fact that someone gave everything to what they love, still finding things they wish they had done better. Like, I feel like this last year I've been living my life in a way that's like, if you do as much as you can, you won't regret doing any of it. But is that true? Is that necessarily true? When someone like Miyazaki has done as much as anyone could do, really, and he still regrets, or maybe not regrets, but he still sees flaws. Is there a way? Is giving up everything for one thing going to be where I want to lay my head at the end of my life? Will I find enough joy and gratitude, and will I be satisfied with that? Is committing everything I have to one thing enough for me? Will I wish I had done things differently? Because if someone like that, someone who's clearly a million times more dedicated and a million times more passionate about what he does than I am, if what he sees still has holes, still has things he wish he had done differently, was it worth it? Was it enough? Had he pushed the brakes a little harder in some areas to give him the leeway to fill the holes in his life that he thought were missing, would he have been more satisfied? I don't know. But then how far would he have gone? Would he be known as the person he's known today? Would he have created as beautiful of works as he did today? Would he be at the top of the mountain, or would he just be drowning in the sea of all the other storytellers in the world? And at that point, would that have been enough for him? Would he have felt like he told the stories he wanted to tell in his lifetime? Would he have felt as though he had gotten to tell every story he had ever wanted to tell? I don't know. So answers we'll never have, because he decided to go all the way. And now we see the benefits and the repercussions of doing that. You know, he wasn't known for being a very good family man. This is from the little bit of research I've done. You know, I could be wrong. It could be misinformed articles and stories and headlines and whatnot. But that's what's been told. He's known to be hard to work with. So much so that former employees at Studio Ghibli left to create their own company inspired by Studio Ghibli with better working conditions. um, but had he given any of that up, had he been any different, would his life have been the same? Would he still be Hayao Miyazaki? Probably not. Probably not. But I also don't know. So what's the point of even asking a question like that? Because as I try to understand life and what I want and as I try to envision my 80-year-old self, what I would want him to look like and what I would want him to have accomplished, what I would have wanted him to have done, as I tried to see that version of myself in front of me. I ask myself every day, do I go deeper or do I swim closer to the surface? Will I be happier? Would that version of me be happier spending more time with friends or spending more time on my passions? Would that version of me benefit from taking time to overcome obstacles or just brute forcing through them and getting it done as soon as possible? These are things I ask myself every single day because I don't know. And as I look for inspiration in other people, other influences, I don't know. Nobody knows. So I guess, in a roundabout way, just take the next step you see in front of you. That's it. That's it. Ask yourself, what do I see my tomorrow self doing? What would I want them to do? And just do that. Make the hard choices. Don't be afraid to fuck up. Don't be afraid to fail. To take a step backwards. Because everyone has. And everyone does. It's a part of life. But as you search for the right answers and as you search for the questions that I ask myself, just keep searching. Because I think in a much more beautiful way, albeit Hayao Miyazaki in making Boy and the Heron is doing the exact same thing. He's asking the question. That's all.